And this is the, I just started playing with this stuff. I like doing like little pages where I just start to just do lots of shapes. And again, stuff that was directly inspired by what Dan had done. Then I did the same thing for Spink, and I just started playing with costuming and color. And no costume. Which was actually, I actually ended up designing most of the characters that I designed for the film in the nude. On Henry's request, I assumed it was for costume. I wasn't wearing clothes. It was tough for the ladies to work. So just having fun, just playing around with shapes and color. And I have to say, still to this day, this is like one of the funnest, in some ways, character design assignment that I've ever had. At the time, I think Cars was in. I think Pixar was working on Cars, and I was like, man, Cars are like demonic mothers and old, bluesy actresses. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. So then we moved on to, we always knew that there were going to be other versions, and that the other versions, they were going to get younger. They had younger versions of themselves. So this is the first piece that I did. And Henry wanted the waist like incredibly thin, and he really wanted to push it. This is what I love about working with a stop motion crew is a lot of times when we're working on even a CG film, there's people would talk about like, dude, we can't do that. And we're like, there's no gravity in the computer. You can do whatever. And the only thing we would have, Georgina Haynes, who was our head of fabrication on the film, she would come in all the design meetings, and she would say things like, why do you guys have to draw the angles so thin always? We have to actually find material to build these things out of. But with these characters, what they ended up doing was they put a rig in the back. So in the film, when you see them on the trapeze, things like that, they have a rig that they digitally remove so that they don't have to stand on the weight of their two legs. So stop motion people are so passionate about it and love any challenge, and I don't think they said no to us once. Every time they're like, let's do it, let's give it a shot, let's try it. And so, so that was really great. So then this was the final step that I took it to. And then immediately following that, we would send down the sculptors. And our sculptors were Tony Merritt, Leo Ryan, and Kent Melton, and Damon Bard. Brilliant, brilliant sculptors. And these are Kent sculpts based on the drawings. And it's just like, he would always say, he said, do not pull the drawings back. He's like, if I need to make it thicker in certain areas so that it can support weight or to work, I'll worry about that. You think about design. Don't pull back just because someone's saying they're not sure if they can build it or not. So that's why it's such a cool thing, I think, for all of us, because when we look at the film, it's so close to some of the things that we did. It's just really, and having the team work for that. I can't say enough about the fabrication crew and the sculptors on the film, because they really made this stuff possible. Incredible. So then, I remember, like, Henry came up and he goes, okay, we're going to have kind of a burlesque sequence in the film, and I want it kind of like, I want Forrest Gould, just think about like all kind of their past history as burlesque performers and things like that. So I was like, okay. So I did the full like Venus hair with the body stock. Actually, you were saying the body stocking was on until like the last second.
They shot the whole thing with the body stocking on. Seeing the screening, it was like, oh, they shot that.
It's much racier now. So I can't believe they made his hair. It's like they made it. That's what I love about stop motion so much. It's really, really cool to work on.
And they didn't whine about it like some CG techies.
He's always got to say CG techies.
Yeah, CG techies.
There's
some brilliant ones, and then there's some babies. But yeah, the puppet fabrication team on this thing were freaking brilliant. They had to physically build these things. In the computer, you could do whatever and not have to worry about rods holding them up. But here, they build these things.
So after I did that first silhouette of Bobinski, Henry really liked that lineup. So then I was like, okay, well, he said, okay, flesh that out a little bit more. So I did these designs, and he was like, he's Russian. He was in a circus before, which is, if you've seen the trailers, you think that's why he's doing acrobatics and things. And I was thinking, okay, he's a giant, and I looked up metal reference on eBay because I love doing research. And the first Russian metal I found was for survivors of Chernobyl. So the metal that he's wearing, I'm like, that makes sense. He got mutated into a giant. So the metal that he's wearing in the film is Chernobyl. I hope there are like Russian Chernobyl survivors who see it and start crying.
Real funny.
Yeah. Maybe they'll be touched if they're represented in the film. And then Henry was like, we need to, you know what, we gotta have play with the color of the cast. And I'm like, okay. So then somebody just took my drawing and made it all blue and purple. And that's what's in the movie, is he's all blue and purple. I had done, again with the boots and the legs, I did that, and then this was particularly where Georgina was like, his feet, we gotta build these things. So I thickened it up a bit with the boots, and then that's what you see in this movie. And that's the other thing too, should be said, you notice his knees aren't are asymmetrical. Because Henry was like, yeah, what if his knees aren't on the same thing? And the animators didn't go, it's going to really suck to animate. That'd be awesome to animate. So they get really excited by that. So then after that, then we sent it out to Leo. Leo wasn't in house at the time, and he did this first one based more on like a Dan head, and then the body that I did, and then the final, there's the final head there. And Leo actually, when he did the circus version of Bobinski, I had done the version that you saw earlier, and then he put, I don't know if he went to like Joann's Fabrics and he started buying buttons and like braiding and stuff, and he started putting it on, and basically the costume you see from other Bobinski in the film, Leo did when he sculpted it, he embellished it. So again, there's another part of the process that's really rad that people plus it all down the line. So the next thing I did, I'm trying to do this in kind of the order of events that they happened. And then we got assigned to do characters in Ashland. And in Ashland, I guess there's a big Shakespeare festival. So when Coraline goes to get her mittens, she's going to get her uniform, right? Or like clothes for school or something. And so he was like, I want it to look like Ron Searle and just go nuts. And so Shannon did a bunch of these things and put them up, and he goes, man, I should have just told you guys to have fun from the beginning. This is awesome. And so then we started doing this, and then we just started playing with it a little bit. Just doing different people in the town. The lady in the orange sweater is basically, yeah, look at his shirt. She's basically the clerk at the shop. The next one is based on Ken Melton, the sculptor, and like Shakespearean garb. Yeah, so if you go see the movie, you're like, why are people dressed in Shakespearean costume? It's because there's a Shakespeare festival in Ashland. And this, like, the puppet looks exactly like this. This is loosely based on the other sculptor, Leo Ryan. And Leo does this thing where he'll paint realistic-looking fake birds and cut them out on wood and put them in trees. He did it in Oregon, so you'd be driving up this hill in Cornell, and you'd be like, holy crap, there's a giant owl. Huge owl. So that's why he's got this fake kestrel on his arm. It's basically because Leo always did that. And they're still there. You can go up Cornell as you're coming up downtown and go towards like Beaverton, and you will see one of his owls in the trees. This is, I call her Lady Macbeth. She's like chilling out and having some coffee before she goes to her next thing. Here's King Lear. This is based on a figure drawing model that we had at Cal Arts. Who would fart while we were drawing it, which was really uncomfortable because he was nude. We called him King Lear because he could wear crowns and have swords and stuff. And so that, I'm like, King Lear, he didn't make it in the movie. And the next one didn't either. This gal was coming out of a halfway house and now